Well, I'll post this as another video, but it's kind of a continuation of the other one. I hope I didn't just go when I hit the microphone. You see, the things that make me laugh, they're pretty stupid, and yeah, I'm pretty boring. Um, anyway, I make myself smile, which is really what's important. So let me repeat the same stupid stuff. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer. Please reach out to your financial planner, your accountant, or your lawyer for any financial decisions you make. Use anything on this channel for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a guy sharing some information, and a lot of it really I wouldn't even recommend listening to or following. I like to chat. I like to hear myself talk. It gives me an opportunity because I figure my wife doesn't like to hear me talk, so I can talk to me, and maybe there's a few of you who listen as well. Um, so what concerns me is seeing Bitcoin go straight up and gold getting stronger. I'm assuming that's part of the panic. The interesting thing is that Bitcoin tends to move with the market as well, but I don't know what it indicates, so I don't want to imply I have some theory on it. But what I feel like is it can't be good. It can't be good that people are flocking money into Bitcoin when there's so much uncertainty. Um, Again, when there's uncertainty and when there's fear is really when I want to dig in and look for what I see as opportunity. Um, Maybe some people see Bitcoin as the opportunity. Like that's possible too. It's just a weird tool that I don't have a huge understanding of crypto and how it works. I think the products are really neat. I think it's pretty cool that you can have funds on a thumb drive, essentially, from what I understand. Um, but and I see the value in digital currencies. I see that as well. I just don't know that I see the investment opportunity, and because I have a feeling the governments are going to come in and create their own, digital currencies to make things easier and so that they can have better ability to understand what's going on. I mean, how nice would it be on some levels to have everything done right? So whatever your income is and whatever you owe in taxes, it's just all automatic, and you don't really have to worry so much about it. Um, I see those benefits. And the funny thing is, as much as I've grown up thinking you need cash or this or that or the other thing, when I think of the reasons, it's almost silly. What would I need cash for that isn't something that I shouldn't be doing? Like to be fair to the other side of it, it should all be on a digital platform where it pays the right amounts and does this and does that. Because if it's managed properly, then the overall taxes and everything else should be lower. Because if everybody pays properly, it should be spread out better. And if somebody just knows a way to get around it or something else, well, that's just an error that should be corrected, right? So I don't know. I mean, I guess if there's always that, I don't know, want them to know it, I'm me, or, oh, okay, but I'm not, it's not a big deal. So anyway, those are just some of the things I see. I do think there might be some good opportunities here. I would be really cautious. Um, I wouldn't dig into anything too deeply, but I wouldn't be letting the fear scare me out either, just because what better opportunity are you looking for? The Fed's in the news. We're at war. There's credit card debt going up, savings going down, all the things you're reading about. I just think a lot of the money that was given out were given out to people that know how to manage it properly and aren't really in the need to give it back because they're already making money. Anywhere else, I think it's already come back out of the system. People are feeling the pinch. People are stretched thin. I don't think there's a ton of extra cash running around in the everyday pockets the way it was a year or two ago. So anyway, again, if you like the information, like, subscribe, thumbs up, any of it, thumbs down, chime in, tell me what you think I'm wrong about. Like, this is not sarcastic. There's plenty of times people give me information that it allows me to alter my viewpoint. This is how I learn. This is what I do. We discuss these things through. And if somebody gives me good information, then absolutely I'll take a different perspective. Now, if somebody's putting up videos of houses on fire and talking about home builders being screwed or how this is going on or that's going on, I just disagree. I just think that they missed the market at the top and now they're missing it at the bottom. There's three people who I see that have very similar videos, real estate related. I like watching them because I find it interesting. What I worry about and what bothers me about the videos is I think there's a lot of just regular everyday people watching them, taking advice and more of this, yeah, it's all going lower mentality and this rah rah. And it's great for building subscribers and things like that. But I don't agree with the advice. And I, I, I think it really hurts a lot of those people. I would hate to talk people out of getting their home for their family. If they bought it at the top of the market, they buy it at the top. It's why I got into that industry. I think it's important that people own their homes and be in control of that. I never wanted to be in the position where a landlord could raise my rent or tell me to get out or whatever it was. And the thing I tell people when we interview is, and if you want to paint the walls pink, it's your house. You paint the walls pink. Those are some niceties of being an owner. If the time that I bought the house happened to be the wrong timing and the value goes down, that doesn't alter any of my ability to paint the walls pink or be in control of my property and everything else. There's pride in ownership that just you can't really put a dollar amount on that. It's not straight investment. If you're looking for an investment property, yeah, it's straight investment. You should do the equations and figure out your return on investment and the risk you're taking and everything else. But these videos that imply the market's going down another 40%, I are they making that bet with a trade too? Because my guess is no. It's just great hyperbole that gets people excited. I, I think why would you scare people out of buying homes? Like, I just don't see any good about it. I really don't. And to the one guy who I've emailed, texted, or commented on, I'm sorry I've commented on your page. You do a great video. It's very entertaining. I just think the actual analysis of recommendations financially are poor, and it's based on information that's readily available. There's no surprise numbers. There's no insight other than it's going lower, it's going lower. And I, I just don't know why somebody would constantly think real estate's going lower. If we don't have some sort of 1920s, world-ending recession, the bad news is out there. It's hard to see what'll push it lower, and I don't see what's going to bring on a ton of inventory. The people who bought too high and took on some Airbnbs that maybe they shouldn't have and aren't doing so well. Well, one, most of them are pretty well financed, so I don't know that they'll just all come flooding the market. Two, that's not a huge percentage of the market. And three, well, they'll just make that decision and go from there. Last time in 2008, remember, when housing prices were falling, people's payments were going up between 3 and 4-fold for a large percentage of loans. Loan officers were going and convincing moms and dads and cousins and friends to refinance into these fancy loans that lowered their payments huge. But they weren't a good product. So you have to weigh that into effect of how many tons of people were in that scenario versus that's not the case this time. You have regular 30-year mortgages at low interest rates. So people are going to hold on to their properties as long as possible. The only way the Fed has a chance of slowing the demand is pushing it up to 8, 10, 12, 15% to stop all buyers to try to really scare some sellers out. But why would they do that? Like, there's no logic to just trying to destroy an economy, and that's not their underlying goal. Their goal was to slow inflation and make things more affordable, not crush an economy. They might be in a tough position if they see that inflation's still an issue because They might feel that they need to continue to raise rates, and right now the economy is a little unstable, but that's about the end of it. And when they talk about continuing to raise rates, they're talking, a quarter, maybe a half at this meeting, but it seems after the bank stuff, quarter is pretty much what everybody's deciding on. But they're not talking about shocks to the system to still try to slow it down. I'd keep an eye out for that, but if that doesn't happen, well, doesn't make sense. I know it looks expensive. I know rates are high. I know all those things, but the panic's out there. And once that subsides, and once the sellers that are nervous because of all these things are no longer in the market, just think about what you're going to be left with. You're going to be left with a small amount of people who aren't nervous. And that just means that there's going to be too little inventory again, and that'll push prices even higher. Very hard for me to see much different. Like I said, comment. Tell me something that I don't know that makes me see that differently. Because all the analysis I see of why it's going lower doesn't take anything into account about what the market actually is. It just talks about data that's come out and a prediction of future events. Tell me something about the actual loans and the people in the homes and how that affects the market. One of the guys, I said, do you own your home? Yeah, he owns his home. Are you thinking of selling it? No. Well, that goes to my point. Odds are he got it at a good price at a low interest rate and can afford his payments. What's going to shake that guy out of the market? Other than like total crisis, probably not much of anything. So anyway, I'm going to go hang out with my son for a bit, maybe do some other videos later. I got my Mickey Mouse shirt on, which I love. I got 2 of them actually because they were on sale a while ago. And I like the Mickey Mouse shirt. So have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. And I hope to talk to you guys soon.